Hello, and welcome to our first virtual concert of the season. My name is Vini Sant'Ana, and I'm a violinist of the Griffon String Quartet. Today, we start a program with the first two movements of Dohnanyi Serenade in C major for string trio. Ernst von Dohnanyi was a very successful Hungarian pianist, composer, and conductor. His two biggest influences were Liszt on his piano playing and Brahms on his compositions. One thing that I find really interesting about Dohnanyi is that, unlike most famous pianists of that time, he didn't limit himself to solo recitals and piano concertos, but also appeared to be very active in chamber music. This serenade for string trio was written in 1902, and it's considered one of his best compositions. The first movement, it's a very energetic march with a few Hungarian folk music elements. And the second movement is this beautiful romance. It starts very calm with this beautiful solo from the viola, and then it transitions to a more fiery, appassionato conversation between the violin and the cello, and it ends again with this beautiful melody. I really hope you enjoy Dohnanyi Serenade for string trio.
Thank you once again for being here, for supporting Midsummer's music and the Griffon String Quartet. Next on our program, we'll be playing two movements of Mozart's only string trio, Divertimento in E-flat major K563. This work was finished and premiered in September 1788, with Mozart playing the viola. It was written after his final three symphonies, and during this time Mozart was in a lot of debt, and he wrote this for his friend and fellow Freemason Michael Puchberg as payment on a loan. This work, like I said, is monumental. In its entirety, it consists of 6 movements. The duration ranges between 40 and 50 minutes, longer than any of his string quartets. And it's a very demanding and virtuosic works for all 3 members. The 2 movements we selected to play today are the first movement, the Allegro, and the fourth movement, the Andante. The Allegro, the first movement, is a standard sonata form. It opens with Mozart outlining the E-flat major chord, a very heroic and powerful key. Throughout this movement, Mozart is rather operatic and virtuosic in his writing. You'll see a lot of scales between all 3 members and a lot of virtuosic leaps between all 3 members. But most of the melodies are very beautiful, tender, and can be sung. In the fourth movement, the Andante, Mozart plays with a very simple theme. He creates a theme and variation, and he transforms this theme throughout the whole movement. He takes us from very sad moments to very heroic moments. There's a minore in there that's reminiscent of earlier music, and then a maggiore that just demonstrates everyone's virtuosity. And there's clearly 3 different rules there. Like I said, it's a very demanding and monumental work. And Pro Arte String Quartet violist Sally Chisholm once described this work as having a few humiliating moments for everybody. Thank you once again for being here, and hope you enjoy.
Well, hello, my name is Allyson Fleck. I'm Executive Director of Midsummer's Music, and you've just heard another fantastic performance by the members of the Griffon String Quartets. And fortunately for all of us, they've agreed to take some questions from me today. And so I'm just gonna go around, I'll start with Ryan, then Blakeley, then Vini. Will you just tell us a little bit about yourself? Of course, they've seen you play, but you know, your instrument, maybe how you got started. Just share a little bit about yourself. So here's Ryan first.
Hi, I'm Ryan. I'm the cellist of the Griffon String Quartet. I'm originally from Queens, New York. I grew up in Queens and Long Island, and slowly made my way out Midwest. I started cello maybe when I was around 10 years old, and then I studied at Carnegie Mellon University, then the Cleveland Institute of Music, and then eventually work found its way here. And I joined the Griffon Quartet, I think in 2018 when we formed.
Great.
Cool,
How
I'll
about
go
Blakeley?
My name is Blakeley. I'm from Illinois originally, like 2.5 hours west of Chicago. And I started playing when I was 10 years old, and I started on the viola. So it's always been my instrument and first love. I moved to Wisconsin in 2015 when I started my doctorate at UW-Madison. After graduating in 2018, I joined the Griffon when we formed.
And
Hi,
Vini?
everybody. My name is Vini Sant'Ana. I'm originally from São Paulo, Brazil. I play the violin, and I came to United States. Oh, I'm sorry, there's a cat behind me. Oh. I came to United States in 2012 to get my bachelor's degree at University of North Dakota. I know, very cold. And I got my master's at UW-Madison. I graduated in 2018, and I joined the Griffon String Quartet right after.
That's great. So you all have mentioned about how you joined the Griffon in 2018, and that's when we started. That was the first residency for Midsummers, and we believe it's the first residency of this kind. We looked nationwide to find an example that meets this, and it's really a truly unique experience what you all are doing, because you're serving all of northeastern Wisconsin. You work in Green Bay and you work in Brown County. You've been down to Madison. You've been to Dakotas. You've been to Manhattan, Kansas. You've been in Illinois. You're also all the way up in Door County. So you really have covered a lot of territory, and you teach and you perform. But Blakeley, here's kind of the ultimate question. when I was in school, I always thought my dream job was going to be to play chamber music. And fortunately, I can say I still get to do that. But here's where your situation, your Griffon is so unique. There's no conductor. You guys make your own rehearsals, you plan your own programming. Can you tell me a little bit about what this job is and what it means to you?
Sure. This job is exciting, and we feel like it's a real honor to be able to spend our time in chamber music. We feel it's a real special thing to be able to make decisions together. There's something about, as you mentioned, the conductorless factor, where the responsibility level immediately goes up among all the members. And then it sort of becomes like a level playing field, which I really enjoy in our rehearsals, where we're able to make decisions together. And I don't think we've ever had any arguments in rehearsals, but we haven't always agreed on musical intention, or this resolution should be louder than the previous. But we always try everything. And I think that has helped all of us grow so much, that we experiment together. And I don't remember which one of these colleagues of mine once said that it's like having multiple teachers in the room. And I definitely agree with that. And not a teacher in the sense that someone's telling you what to do, but a teacher as in someone who presents new ideas. So it's really awesome to play chamber music with both of these guys, and that everyone brings new ideas to the table. With COVID, we're rehearsing in person less than we were before, just to be extra safe. So when those 2 weeks go by and we get together again, it seems like there's even more ideas that are overflowing.
Oh, that's awesome. Ryan, I wanted to ask you and to address the idea that right now the Griffon String Quartet is really a Griffon trio, and it's too bad, when these changes happen. But at the same time, there's a new opportunity. I know that you guys are looking for another member who will join the Griffon, and that you've already started that interview process. I wonder if you could talk a little bit about trio repertoire, because you guys did. Of course, your first start with quartet literature, and now you've done some trio repertoire. What do you find is unique, different, better, worse, whatever about trio, and maybe just the process of when are we going to find out about the new member when that time is right?
Thank you, Allyson. Yes. So in my opinion, there's no greater repertoire in the world than string quartet. But string trio is pretty close. And on this program, we're playing a very substantial work in the Mozart Divertimento K563. And it's almost an insight into how Mozart would compose with one less player. And he takes the middle voices and distributes them evenly among everybody. So we're always playing like a mixture of melody and supportive roles. And it's really interesting to see, because in a lot of earlier string quartets, the cello role is just relegated to, I'm gonna play a bass line and everyone just do whatever. So it's nice to get a little bit of the inner voice and also the melody. And to be honest with you, I haven't experienced a lot of string trio in my entire playing career. So this is really fun. We're exploring a lot of newer works for me, and interesting works too, because I think it's very difficult to compose. It's much easier to compose for a string quartet than a string trio, because you have one less voice to fill up the concert hall, I guess. About the new member, we're really excited to be interviewing all of these candidates, and I think we're taking the process a little slow, mostly because of COVID. We want to invite these players to come read music with us, perform with us, even teach with us, but they're coming from all over the country, and we have candidates from LA to Louisiana to Cleveland, Chicago. So we're just taking it slow, and hopefully by, I don't want to make any promises, but hopefully by the next fall 2021, we'll have a new member. But right now, like Allyson said, we're mostly doing online interviewing, which is also really fun. It's really fun to meet everybody.
It must be a really interesting process for you guys to be in at this moment, to get to meet some of those candidates and find out how other people want to have chamber music be their dream job, as I think you guys have indicated to us that it is for you. Vini, just thinking about something Blakeley was talking about with, the conductorless, and there was a teaching moment that you all did early on that just so impressed me. And I love to talk about it because you guys were at a boys and girls event and you had asked some students to come up and conduct one player being louder than the other, or to conduct one player playing faster than the other. And what happens to the group? You guys fall apart because you have to work together. You have to be part of the team. And I've seen the way that you all teach, and it's incredible the way you engage with the students. And there's all kinds of teaching. You've been doing presentations to Boys and Girls Club. You've been working with brand new students at the YMCA. Some of the students did have also previous experience. You're working with East High students who are really on track for music and arts. And then this year, to add to that, you're working with Washington Middle Orchestra. There's over 100 students in that program who play string instruments. So you guys have really covered, I think, all the aspects of teaching. I wonder, could you maybe pick a situation or two or a student or two? Could you tell us a little bit what it's like to have the teaching component of this job?
Yeah, of course. Well, not for only our group, but online teaching is being a challenge for everybody, at least most of the world now. And I find it fascinating, honestly. I feel like we are learning a lot from this different way of interacting with our students, and in a sense, I feel we have to be more entertaining. We have to get their attention. We have to do even more nowadays that we can meet in person. But like I said, I find it a very, very interesting, very good challenge. And like you mentioned, we are doing so many exciting projects this year, especially with Washington Middle. We get to visit these classes that are full of very engaged, very interested kids, always looking forward to hear from us, to get something out of our experience. And it's been wonderful. Mr. Joe Baldos, their instructor, is being so helpful. Very, very inspiring teacher in the Green Bay area that I think I can say this for all of us, that we are very, very happy to be working with him. And then my online students, I feel lucky to have such wonderful students too, that are so dedicated and organized, and they're always there. They're never late. They're always on time. It's being interesting to see how I know that we all know that they're going through hard times now with everything online, not only their music stuff, but their school as well. And just to imagine to being a kid or a teenager and have to do all of this organization, all of this planning in front of a screen. I really feel humble, to even think of how they've been keeping up with this pandemic. And I'm really happy. Really, I think they're doing a truly wonderful job, and I can't ask for better students.
Wow, that's great. I have to say, Vini, that as a parent of someone who's in middle school, 2 boys in middle school, I have watched what they've gone through. And then in my own professional life, like speaking with you guys online. I mean, we're all adapting. Even this is a little unique, right? Normally we'd be able to sit together and have the conversation. But you just gave to me something that I really appreciate, which is thinking about what would it have been like for us to be in middle school and high school and to be learning online. So I'm gonna file that away and keep it, because that's a really important point of all this, is that they are in a truly unique situation going through school this way. You said something else, which is you said you feel like you have to even be more entertaining. I don't know how you guys can do any more, honestly, because you guys are already, like, every time I see a video and a presentation, I think, wow, that is so great. For example, if people haven't been able to see your rosin eating zombies from outer space that you did for Halloween, I think that was just fantastic. And that was, geared towards young people, but I got the most comments from my adult friends, how much they appreciated and enjoyed that. So that's one holiday where you really featured entertainment. Speaking of holidays, Thanksgiving's coming up. So I'm going to go around and let's see. This is a round robin for how many feet will be at your Thanksgiving table. And by feet, I mean attached to your legs. Now it could be, we saw Vinny's going to go first. We saw a guest appearance by your cat. So you have to include pets too. So how's your Thanksgiving plans looking, Vinny?
Okay, well, I live in Madison here with my wife, and my brother-in-law is actually my roommate, and he also has a cat. So my wife and I, we have two cats, and he has one cat. So we live with three cats here, and we'll have 6 paws and then 3 humans, so 12.
That's a lot of feet. That's a lot of feet. Blakeley, how about you? How's your Thanksgiving looking?
My husband and I will be home for Thanksgiving, missing our families for sure. We have 1 cat, so we will have 8 feet at our Thanksgiving dinner.
I see the cat theme going. Ryan, how about you?
Likewise, me and my girlfriend are just gonna celebrate on our own. We're gonna make the full spread, but it's just 4 feet, and then we have 3 cats, so 12 paws, I guess.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, I'm the dog person, I guess, in this group. I have 2 dogs, and I may have a guest dog, so I'll have to do the counts, but I'm not as quick as math as you guys are, so I'll come back to that one later. Blakeley, could you tell us a little bit about your next program? You guys have one coming up. I believe we're going to release it on December 20th, so you must be preparing, I assume, now to think about that program. What can we look forward to?
For our December program, you can be looking forward to some beautiful music, both in the holiday variety, and we'll also be playing variations from Bach's Goldberg variations for piano, arranged for string trio. And it's been absolutely amazing learning this together. We're learning so much about voicing and phrasing and character, and so we hope to show all of that to you at our December program.
Great. Well, I'm just so grateful to all of you for spending a little bit of time getting to know what it's like to be a member of the Griffon, and to hear you play these wonderful programs. We'll let everybody know that they can always find more about you and about the residency if they visit the website. That's midsummersmusic.com. And of course, we've got our social media with Facebook and YouTube channels. So we look forward to hearing more from each of you in the future, and wishing you the happiest of Thanksgiving holidays. So thanks again for being here and for sharing the insight to your programming.
Thank you, Allyson.
Thank you.
Thank you.